Welcome back to my channel. My name is Steph and I make stuff, primarily sewing. And today, as you can see from the title, I am bringing you a gift guide for men. Now, this is definitely one of the harder videos I put together because I don't know about you, but my husband is really hard to sew for. He doesn't need anything, he doesn't want anything. And like the stuff he does want is more like technology based, not what I can sew. So I found this really hard to put together, and my other half, he works away. He doesn't have a traditional office job, so it kind of makes things a wee bit more difficult, I think. So we are going to jump straight in with something very office-based, is a tie. And Pill Soho have this great tutorial for ties. Now these also can be perfect for Father's Day, for birthdays, Christmas, all sorts of seasons and occasions throughout the year. And the beauty with ties is you can just make them out of not very much fabric, and you can make them so funky. And I think it's like the funkier, cooler, different ties that like more up my street, because it's obviously your partner might work in an office, he might work at a bank, he might have a job that requires him to dress smart. And I think adding a little bit of personality to your outfit with a custom tie is perfect. Because I always liked it when I worked in college, like seeing all the different ties that the guys were wearing. I thought they were really fun and cool. And this is definitely something that I would wear if I was forced to wear ties. Like in school, we had to wear ties. I know you had to wear a school tie, but if you wanted to be a bit rebellious, you could just wear a fun tie for the day and you get told to take it off, right? So on the same vein to that, a bow tie. Now I've made like a fake bow tie for my son before. No, for someone else's child, and I made a tester one. And I like these, and especially since it is coming to Christmas, I think a matching bow ties for your husband and your child would look super cute. And this is more of a getting away from the ugly jumper trend, which we're not huge fans of in our house, and going a little bit like, I like us dressing up nice and sort of like looking quite smart on Christmas Day. And I just think my husband and my son wearing matching bow ties in Christmas fabric would be the cutest. Now that's a bit more of like a jokey gift, I think, but you can reuse them every year. Like the bow tie, even for a child, you can still make like, you can make a proper bow tie, so learn how to tie it yourself, or you can just make one where you just have the squares and turn together with a little bit of fabric. Again, if you put like different Velcro sizes on them, they should fit for quite a few years, because I don't think children's necks grow that much in a year. So I really like that idea, and I think it's just a different way of like zhuzhing up your outfit on Christmas without it being like too in your face. Now, up next is number 3, is a little bit generic, I know, because this is a hard list to put together. It's just reusable coffee sleeves. Now, we don't generally drink that much coffee out, but I think if we did, and we got takeaway coffees, having a nice sleeve would just be quite cool. Now, you can sew them, there's plenty of free patterns that I've linked below. And I also have seen, if you are into leathercraft, making a leather coffee sleeve would just be super fancy. Because we do have our reusable cups, and they've got cork on the outside. But I can imagine at some point the cork is going to start to like disintegrate. And I think upgrading it with like a really nice sewn one or a really nice leather one would be super cute. Now, as the temperature is starting to drop drastically here, and we have sort of pulled bedtime a wee bit earlier, not bedtime, but like shower and bath time a wee bit earlier, we actually are now getting to our pajamas like a little bit before we're actually going to bed. And I don't think you can go wrong with a robe, a dressing gown, like a really cozy one, because it is cold, and sometimes just one layer of pajamas isn't enough. You need that just a little bit extra warmth. I don't know about you, but I generally do wear mine like every winter. It comes out and sort of stays on. And in the morning, you're getting up, you don't necessarily always get dressed straight away. Throw on a dressing gown and then you're sorted. And it means like you're maybe delaying putting the heating on quite so high. So you're saving yourself some money in the long term as well. And then you could also get matching robes. You have a whole family of robes. I think that would be really fun. Maybe a bit over the top, but a nice, simple, easy project. It's easy to gift and will last. So during my research, I came across a post, and Pearl Soho, really, this is such a simple idea and it's fantastic. So it is drawstring shoe bags. So my husband has to travel to work, he flies to work, and honestly I don't really know what he does with his shoes. I assume he just chucks them in the bottom of his bag, which honestly can't be that sanitary. So I saw these reusable shoe bags, and it's just a drawstring bag. It's really easy, like it's not hard at all. Like you could whip one of these up in half an hour, and if your partner does do traveling, like they can throw their shoes in bags and it's gonna be save, like the stuff's not gonna get mucky. I feel like we should have been doing this for years. Even when I was traveling for work back in the day, I feel like this would have been a gift I would have personally appreciated a lot. And it's something I actually might make for my friends who do still have to catch planes to work, because I just think they're a really good idea and uses up, like if you got scrap fabric of like quilting weight cotton you don't know what to do with, these are a fantastic idea. And I think I'm going to actually just spend a day making loads of these for people that I know, just because it's super, super handy. I do like the idea of reusable sandwich wraps, and I have made some wax ones in the past, and they do need rewaxing, but they're great for like just like picnics. But the reusable sandwich wraps, basically it's just fabric for your sandwich, and I'll link a tutorial here, and they do replace like Ziploc bags, and I think they're just a really great way to store your sandwiches. Now, if you do look up sewing gift guides for men, you will come across aprons. And I was like, oh, it's a bit, my husband doesn't really need an apron, I don't think. But then he was doing some leathercraft the other day and he was painting, and I was actually, I think having an apron in the craft room would be a really good idea. And like if they're doing like any DIY, any woodwork, because they don't have like proper overalls or boiler suits, or if your partner's started to show an interest in maybe some DIY hobbies, I would definitely recommend leathercraft. That's really a really fun one. But I do think an apron with a couple of pockets in would save your clothes. Like you're not necessarily wanting always to get changed. Like if you're going to like pop up and just you found 10 minutes of spare time. Okay, well I can go do a little bit of painting on my leather belt, whatever. I just think popping on an apron and having it close by would actually be a really good mate. Now, my husband got into the gym about a year and a bit ago and absolutely loves it, goes all the time when he's home, but he does take his gym stuff to the gym in one of my reusable shopping bags, my very floral pink reusable shopping bag. It's just fabric, just a generic bag that I made years and years ago, and he has had a few comments, so I do think it is about time he had his own bit more robust gym bag. And there is so many duffel bag patterns. Now he doesn't really need a huge bag, just needs something to throw in a few bits and pieces. So I think a smaller, rounder duffel bag would work out really well, or even just making another shopping bag just in different colour fabric. Yeah, so that's a very personal one to our house, but yeah, a gym bag or a duffel bag or weekend bag, they've got lots of different names. And I think last up, this one definitely isn't for my partner, but I do know other men. And I do know one man who wears flat caps all the time, and he might not appreciate this, but I'd quite like to try making a flat cap. It looks quite involved, And I don't know how I'd go about getting his head measurement. That might be a bit weird. Just some random woman, not random woman, I do know him, just being like, can I please get the measurement of your head? And then possibly never get round to actually sewing a flat cap. I've linked a couple of tutorials below and you can check them out. And I think I might go have a look on Instagram just to see if there's any like flat cap, like see what they look like being made, because I think this just introduces a whole host of like personality into your outfit. Instead of just buying something from the shop, like you can just go that bit more unique, and especially if they choose out the fabric themselves, I think that's a really, really thoughtful gift. I generally think that actually wraps it up for today, because my man is so hard to sew for. I would go also with just like your generic clothes for guys as well. Like if you are less of a beginner sewer, shirts. I don't think you can go wrong with shirts. Cotton flannel pajamas. My husband's cotton flannel pajamas. If he doesn't need any new pajamas, but when it's a bit warmer, the cotton ones are a bit easier to wear. Have a massive hole in them in the crotch, so they need to go in the bin actually. And he's had them about 15 years at this point. And I don't know how old they were when he got them. So yeah, I do think just a nice easy pair of pajamas, you can't go wrong with that as well. And if you had a matching like flannel shirt as well, that would make really traditional cozy winter pajamas that aren't seasonal as well. So it wouldn't be like if I wouldn't make it out of Christmas fabric, so then he'd wear them autumn, winter, spring, summer. Way too hot for anything. But that wraps it up for today. Thank you very much. What is your go-to make for your partner? Oh, I've had another idea. Last up, one more idea before I leave. Hankies. You can't go wrong with hankies. I make a whole batch every year because they just somehow manage to go missing. I honestly don't know. I think this year I'd make hankies and a hanky bag to put them in, because I use them, my husband uses them and my son uses them, and the hanky fairy comes and nicks them. So handkerchiefs, really simple, easy, and great way of using up old cotton as well. You can make them a few different ways, again linked below. But thank you very much for watching. That does wrap it up for today. Please let me know what your go-to makes are for the men in your life, because the man who doesn't need anything or want anything other than technologically based products or tools, yeah. So, because for me, this has been quite difficult. But thank you for watching, and I will let you know what I make for my husband at the end of November, because gift to November is coming up, where it's going to be like so many different sewing vloggers talking about their ideas, and I will let you know what I actually managed to make. So keep an eye out for that video. That'll probably come up about the 1st of December-ish. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next one.